We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for tuning in with me early in the morning. I'm still trying to come up with names for the morning show. I'm thinking Wake Up with Van. What y'all think about that? Y'all let me know in the comments. Or if y'all have any ideas of the morning show, let me know that as well. Shout out to you all for being so dope. What's up, Shane, Tree Beard, Eric, Debbie, and Patty from South Carolina. Much love to you all. Pegboard 267 says that they like Wake Up with Van, but we'll work on that a little bit. Wake and Bake with Van. Okay, see, you see that? You see that, Shane? You are. It don't take you long. Do it. It don't take Shane long to get in trouble in class. It really doesn't. Hey, Jane, what's going on, babe? Donna, how you doing? All right, guys. So we are up. We're about to get on. And Tree Bear says the wake up call. That's nice as well. Shout out to you all, the wise old lady, Suzanne, Deborah, Manuel. All right, guys. So we got a few things that we're going to talk about today. Only thing I need for y'all to do is what we always do. Run the likes up. We're trying to get to 2 million likes. That's it. That's our goal. Just 2 million. A measly 2 million likes. What is that? Just a measly 2 million likes. All right. But if we can't get to that goal, let's just try to reach it. So if you're here, hit the like button. That will be absolutely appreciated. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. If you're feeling extra generous, share this bad boy on any platform you want to share it on. Okay, today we're going to talk about, I'm going to give y'all a follow-up on the Josh Shapiro residence fire. We're going to talk about the Governor Josh Shapiro fire. Just give you a follow-up on that. We're going to talk about the New York helicopter charter crash and how there was an emergency grounding before that bad boy, right after it took off. We're going to also talk about President Trump meeting with the El Salvadorian president and saying a couple of things that got the country going wild today. Talking about sending U.S. homegrown citizens, criminals, to El Salvador. And that's a new partnership I never would have thought of before, but hey, that's where we are. We're also going to talk about how the U.S. Army is going to control some land on Mexico border as part of their base for migrants to be detained. We're going to also talk about how Tennessee and Arkansas joined states with extended tax deadlines. And lastly, we're going to talk about how the White House proposes drastic cuts to State Department and funding for UN, NATO, and other groups. So y'all get comfortable, man. Get y'all a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a spot of tea, a spot of tea. How they say it? I'm not from one of them countries that's that drink a whole lot of tea with milk in it, but I drink a whole lot of tea with no milk. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. So the Josh Shapiro residence. We already know that yesterday, well, on the 13th, there was a fire. So here's an update. I need to have like some news music or something like that. So hold on one second. Hey, babe. I'll be right back. I got contractors that just knocked on the door. I know you cannot make this stuff up, but let me go ahead and play this right here so that we can have this ready. But y'all hit the like button, guys. I'll be right back. Be right back. All right, here we go.
attempted murder. We have, as the colonel indicated, Cody Balmer is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him. This is not a record yet, but the charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault against an enumerated person. These are all very serious charges. As with any charges, the defendant is presumed innocent. We will file those charges within the next several hours, and we will include a probable cause affidavit, which will detail the basis for this arrest. I can't give you a lot of details because it won't be of record. I can only give you the charges, but the criminal complaint and the affidavit will detail that further this very day. We have, as the colonel indicated, Cody Balmer is in custody. We are preparing a criminal complaint to charge him. This is not a record yet, but the charges will include attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault against an enumerated person. These are all very serious charges. As with any charges, the defendant is presumed innocent. We will file those charges within the next several hours, and we will include a probable cause affidavit, which will detail the basis for this arrest. I can't give you a lot of details because it won't be of record. I can only give you the charges, but the criminal complaint and the affidavit will detail that further this very day. We have, as the colonel indicated.
Okay, where are we? All right, so on April 13th, 2025, an arsonist set fire to the Pennsylvania governor's residence in Harrisburg around 2 a.m., forcing Governor Josh Shapiro and his family to evacuate safely. We are greatly appreciative of that. And speaking of that, make sure y'all give God all praise, glory, and honor for protecting you and your family last night. The fire caused significant damage. If y'all have not seen the pictures, they are devastating, to the piano and dining rooms, where Shapiro had hosted a Passover event earlier. Now, the suspect is Cody Balmer, a 38-year-old Harrisburg resident. He was arrested on April 13th. After confessing to the arson, he actually went and confessed. He faces charges including attempted murder, terrorism, and aggravated arson, with the preliminary hearing set for April 23rd of 2025. Surveillance footage shows Balmer scaled a fence, broke a window, fake ass Spider-Man, and threw a homemade incendiary device into the piano room, more than likely a Molotov cocktail. Then entered the dining room to start a second fire. He admitted to harboring hatred towards Shapiro and said he would have attacked. He would have attacked him with a hammer. Don't know why in the hell he would have attacked him with a hammer. Didn't that happen to Nancy Pelosi's husband when his I guess his gay lover broke into the house? Or not broke into the house, but I guess was asked to leave when Nancy was coming home, and he didn't want to leave because he thought that their love was so strong, so he attacked him with a hammer. I don't know if y'all remember that story, but let me go ahead and get off of that story just in case I am wrong. All of that is alleged, all right? All of it is alleged, all right? So let me see. The Pennsylvania State Police and FBI are still investigating, with the security review underway to prevent future breaches. Balmer's ex-girlfriend alerted police after he confessed to her, leading to his surrender at the state police headquarters. So it wasn't like he committed the crime and then felt bad and then went straight to the police department. Nah, he confessed to his lady friend, and then his lady friend was like, ain't nowhere in the world, bro, I'm about to call the police on you. So shout out to his lady friend for snitching. Bro, you got a black girlfriend. She ain't about to go to jail for you, bro. Your black girlfriend ain't going to jail for you. She called the police. So Shapiro condemned the attack as targeted and expressed gratitude to first responders. He vowed to continue his work and celebrate his Jewish faith, stating the incident would not deter him or his family. And yes, it was, bro. Listen, people are talking about Paul. What is Paul Pelosi? Is that his name? Was it Paul? Rob? I think it's Is it Paul Pelosi? I think it's Paul Pelosi. Yeah, and it was his gay lover, man. That apparently they was spending a nice evening, a nice quiet evening together, and and um and he knew that Nancy was on the way home, and he tried to get him up out of there, and the man smacked him in the head with a daggone hammer. Everybody knew about it. I don't know what you're talking about. If y'all are not abreast to that story, I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. All right. So that's the update. The brother, he committed the crime. He scaled the fence like Spider-Man. He bust out some windows, threw a Molotov cocktail into one window, went to another part of the house to burn up another part of the house. And this dude was he was on a mission, man. He was on a mission. And he clearly had murder on his mind. It's unfortunate, but, mental health is real. So be careful how you approach people, how you speak to people. And also be careful with the amount of emotion that you allow to happen in the conversations about politics on the internet, because some people can get a little emotional, can take it way further than it's supposed to go. Clearly, in this story, we saw it taking it way further than it's supposed to go. And next thing you know, somebody gets hurt, or worse than that, somebody is unalived. So that's usually how they go. Even looking at that situation with the two young guys, the one that the black and white kid, the white kid, the track stars, track runners, and one of them passed away one of them was killed by the other because of emotions, because of stupid stuff. So be careful with that, man. A lot of things we can control. Our next story. I told y'all, man, once I get that news sound, oh, it's over. Fox, y'all might as well close your doors, your studios. CNN, Newsmax, y'all might as well close your studios. Because once I get my news music, this just in. Man, please, it's over. Let me go ahead and download some stuff into my Roadcaster. Huh? Or download some stuff into my Roadcast, and it's going to be yeah. Y'all are hilarious. Look at this right here. This is absolutely hilarious because it got a rainbow, then it has a hammer, and then love is love. Y'all are ridiculous. And Shane, this is racist. I'm just gonna let you know that. Listen. It's racist. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying you need to go into your daggone prayer closet and think about yourself, man. You need to go and think about yourself, pray about yourself. That's racist. I asked y'all for a name of the daggone show. I was thinking of Wake Up with Van, you know what I mean? Something cool like that. And he talking about Van Hood News. That says and then the smoke detector beeps. The smoke detector beeps. Wow, Shane, I cannot even believe you. On to next news. The FAA issues emergency order grounding for the New York helicopter charter amid deadly Hudson River crash. All right, so here's what's going on with that there. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see my follow-up information. But until then, so here are the points. All right, so on April 14th, 2025, the FAA issued an emergency order grounding New York Helicopter Charter, Inc. after a fatal crash, citing the company's dismissal of its safety-conscious director of operations who paused flights post-incident. On April 10, 2025, a Bell 206L4 helicopter crashed into the Hudson River near Jersey City, killing 6. A Spanish family of 5, including Siemens executive Augustine Escobar and his family, and the pilot, a Navy SEAL veteran. The helicopter company fired its director of operations for halting flights after the crash, triggering FAA scrutiny and in order to surrender its air carrier certificate for a full operational review. The NTSB is probing the crash, potentially caused by a bird strike with no flight recorders available. So they're saying that this was potentially a bird strike. Okay. All right, that's new to me. The FAA is also conducting a detailed safety compliance review of the company's practices. Now, the FAA is reviewing helicopter safety nationwide and plans a safety panel on April 22nd, 2025, to address risk, emphasizing its commitment to public safety following the incident. That was an extremely sad situation, man. Extremely sad. 3 children, husband and wife, and a Navy SEAL helicopter. The pilot is Navy SEAL. Bro, this right here was sad as hell. It really was. So, first of all, they were running out of gas already when they had to take over. That was when they had to take off to go to their next destination. They were saying they radioed that they were going to refuel, and now they're saying that a bird ran into their propellers and helped cause this situation. Whatever the case might have been, this has been happening more and more and more often, where there's crashes on planes and helicopters and so forth. And this is why we need to, and yes, I'm gonna say it again, and I know y'all are tired of hearing me say it, we need to pray more and more often, because this stuff is crazy, man. A whole entire family wiped out. A whole entire family, man. Sad news. And also, guys, my allergies is acting up a little bit. So if you hear me sniffling and whatnot, then give me some grace. Give me some grace. I should have blew my daggone nose before I started. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Oh, Jesus. Oh man, I think the contractor then took a sugar honey iced tea in my bathroom, in the garage. I mean, in the basement. Yeah, I think the contract. Can't speak too loud; they might hear me. I think one of the contractors, took a sugar honey iced tea inside of my bathroom in the basement. I went in there to go get me something to blow my nose with. And don't y'all know that smell, like, because the basement bathroom is never used. It always smells rosy fresh, or it smells like whatever my wife makes it smell like, cherries or leaves, blossoms, or whatever the case may be. She always got to smell like rainbows down here. But I go up in that bad boy, and it smells like aerosol spray. You know how aerosol spray smells, covering up the smell of somebody that just now went, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful that they tried to spray, but come on, bro. Really? It's 8:00. It's 8:40 in the morning. How the hell you come over somebody's house to do some work? And the first thing you say, man, I gotta use bathroom. Ain't nobody asked me or nothing. They just, what the hell? At any event. All right. Moving on to the next news. So we all know that yesterday, President Trump had a meeting, and he invited the El Salvadorian president to the White House. Not sure if you're familiar with this, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a little sneak peek of it, because this meeting was epic. apparently.
Yeah, but I'm not really.
Ask
¿Usted lo
President
liberaría,
Bukele,
Presidente
what is
Bukele?
can President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposed to be suggesting that I smuggle terrorists into the United States, right?
It's
I mean,
always
how can I smuggle? How can I return him to the United States? Like I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course, I'm not going to do it. It's like, I mean, the question is preposterous. How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
You can release him inside of Salvador.
Yeah, but I'm not releasing. I mean, we're not very fond of releasing terrorists into our country. I mean, we just turned the murder capital of the world into the safest country of the Western Hemisphere, and you want us to go back into the releasing criminals so we can go back to being the murder capital of the world? No, that's not going to happen.
Well, they'd love to have a criminal, released into
I mean, there's a fascination.
They would love it.
Yeah.
They're sick. These are sick people.
Ask
¿Usted lo
President
liberaría,
Bukele,
Presidente
what is
Bukele?
can President Bukele weigh in on this?
All right, so what you're basically seeing is him talking about how he's not sending back the gentleman that was, well, it's one guy in particular that a lot of people are stomping the grounds for and protesting for. They're saying that he was not a criminal, that his wife is saying that he was not connected to MS-13, but records show Tom Homan and his crew show that he is in fact connected to MS-13. So they sent that bad boy back to El Salvador, and now people are all at arms trying to get him to return, right? All right, so on April 14th, which was yesterday, President Trump expressed interest in deporting U.S. citizens convicted of violent crimes to El Salvador's prisons, describing them as homegrown criminals who commit heinous acts like pushing people into subways or attacking the elderly, which we know was absolutely happening in New York over a year, 2 years ago. This was actually happening. I don't know if it's still happening, but when during the Biden administration, before the Biden administration wanted to address any of this, all of this was happening. It was actually happening. I don't know if it was illegal immigrants that were doing it or if it was American citizens that were doing it, but either way, it makes sense to send somebody that would do something like that to an elderly, send their ass any damn way. I don't care where we send them. So experts cited in an article state that deporting U.S. citizens would violate U.S. law and the Constitution, as citizenship protections prevent such actions, regardless of criminal status. The proposal lacks clarity on due process, so that's why a lot of people are having an issue with it. So the comments were made during a White House meeting with El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, I don't know how you say it, who has agreed to detain migrants, including alleged gang members, in El Salvador's terrorism confinement center for $6 million from the United States. So they're paying them $6 million to go ahead and do this. That's something I want to talk to y'all about, but a little later. So Trump emphasized that any deportation of citizens would only proceed if deemed legal, with Attorney General Pam Bondi reportedly studying the law. However, no clear legal pathway was outlined. The proposal has raised concerns among civil rights advocates who fear it could set a precedent for undermining citizenship rights, especially given the Trump administration's ongoing deportation of non-citizens to El Salvador's harsh prison system. Now, I did pull up an article that goes along with this right here. I want you guys to check it out. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. And thank you so much for the super chat. I will be reading it shortly. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal joining me this early in the morning, by the way. Just want to say that. All right, let's go ahead and check this joint and see what it's about. Yeah. All right.
Individuals that aren't foreign aliens but are criminals to El Salvador. Does that include potentially U.S. citizens, fully naturalized Americans?
If they're criminals and if they hit people with baseball bats over their head that happen to be 90 years old, and if they rape 87-year-old women in Coney Island, Brooklyn, Yeah, that includes them. What do you think? There's special category of person? They're as bad as anybody that comes in. We have bad ones too. And I'm all for it because we can do things with the president for less money and have great security. And we have a huge prison population. We have a huge number of prisons, and then we have the private prisons, and some are operated well, I guess, and some aren't. But he does a great job with that. We have others that we're negotiating with too. But no, if it's a homegrown criminal, I have no problem. Now, we're studying the laws right now. Pam is studying. If we can do that, that's good. And I'm talking about violent people. I'm talking about really bad people. Really bad people. Every bit as bad as the ones coming in.
All right. So the benefits. Let me go ahead and just break this down right here. Pay El Salvador to be a penal colony. I read dude was an illegal with a stay of deportation because of MS-13, but at the same time says he is no affiliate of MS-13. Putting aside MS-13, he is still an illegal. All right, so shout out to 1320 Bushido, I appreciate that. And also Miss Mika. Good morning, Miss Mika. She says prison stays always cost. We spend money in the United States. You're absolutely right. Now, I have an issue with due process, though. The due process part is the one that I have an issue with. I don't believe in our judicial system all like that. Only reason why is because I do know that there are some very small amount of people, but there are some people who are serving time right now who later are proven to be not guilty. So you have some people who wear the badge of MS-13 and probably are on their way to getting their lives together or already started and this, that, and the other, and they just so happen to be dragged up in the whole crowd of individuals who are all illegal immigrants, and they're sending them all back. But a small percentage of them don't bang no more. They're not in no gangs no more. They do what they have to do. So yeah, they're criminals as far as breaking into the country, but they're not criminals as far as being tied to the gangs because they no longer serve those purposes anymore. And we're already sending them back. So there's really no due process for the people who have families here. Not saying that I'm caping for illegal immigrants or nothing like that. I'm just saying that I am looking for an understanding because there's a bunch of people like me out there who are ignorant to the way that this country handles certain things. Just saying. And when you look at these criminals who are busting people upside the head, this happened to me before, right? I am not getting busted upside the head, but it's happened where me and my friends will all get grabbed and only one or two of us committed a crime. And like the rest of us, the 6, 7 of us, we was just with the dudes, but we all got put into the paddy wagon for something that we didn't do. So you got 2 people who committed a crime. You got 5 people who are going to be serving the time for the 2 people that committed the crime for simply being in close vicinity of the criminals. So these things are actually happening. But when it comes to what I've seen on video last year of people being pushed into subways, into the train rails, which was absolutely happening in New York, or young teenagers running down the street, and sometimes it wasn't even young teenagers. I've seen a couple where it was grown men just walking up to elderly women or just women alone and just hitting them in the face or hitting them with a bat or just doing anything while they're filming it. They didn't give a damn. So that being said, I don't care if we put them on a gun line. I don't care if we tell them to all go line up on the fence and the victim's family get to hold whatever weapons of their choice and do whatever. Because if you're going to be that demonic, you're already headed to hell anyway. Might as well not even take the long way. Let me introduce you to the shortcut. So yeah, I can be a little soft in some cases, but when it comes to others, these individuals, they're demons. They're demons. So, but I do know there's a right way to handle this. I just don't want, this is what I don't want. I don't want Trump to do any good work in his time in office just for it to be pulled from under him because he didn't dot all of his I's and cross all of his T's. He didn't do everything by the book, because what they would do is they would try to hold him accountable for certain things that he didn't even intend to do. So Pam Bondi, she's doing her thing, looking into all the legalities of this to see what we can do, what we can't do. But I don't mind putting the onus on somebody else to take care of our criminals. But we all know that the prison system is a cash cow. What they say, crime pays from the beginning to the end, from the selling of the weapons to the burying of the victims, to the hospitalization, to the medication, all of that, to the security, the police, overtime police, the court systems, the lawyers, the judges. So from the beginning to the end, crime is a cash cow. So what we'll be doing essentially is, I guess, contracting out what we would normally pay a whole bunch of money to our prison systems to do. And I honestly ain't got no issue with it. I really don't. But I would like for there to be a lot more clarity. And I do want Trump and his administration to be as careful as possible when proceeding, because I don't want to see him stack up all these wins, do all these great things, just so them to try to bury him in the courts, in the court systems, and do the same thing that they were doing over the last 6-7 years, which is, trying to take him down inside the courts, man. Lawsuit after lawsuit, and it gets boring. Like an American citizen seeing that gets boring. It really does. And I do know I said a lot and probably not at all, but let me see. How many likes do we have so far? Are we at 2 million yet? Let me see here. Are we at 2 million likes yet? Yeah. Someone please tell me what due process do these people have if they entered illegally? What leg do these folks have to stand on? Honestly, I would say just get them up out of here, man. Send them back to their country and let their country handle them the way that their country handles them. That's how I would say. That's what I would say. That's just me. Am I wrong in that? Am I soft on crime for thinking that? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. That's where I am right now. If somebody is from another country, they commit a crime here, we send their ass back to their country, and their country handle them the way that this El Salvadorian president is handling his people. He's putting them right in jail. And he's even saying, yo, y'all sent them over here as a criminal. They're a criminal. I'm not sending them back. A lot of American citizens are actually looking at that as harsh. I've had 2 people yesterday bring that conversation to me, like it's a bad thing. What do you think about Trump sending certain people back to countries directly to their prisons, sending people directly to their systems? And I don't know. Was they over here committing crimes? Okay, if they committed crimes over here and we can't charge them, we can kick them out, and their president in their country where they're from can charge them, and you put them in prisons, and they can pay for all that. I just don't see why we have to pay for any damn thing. $6 million, $7 million, $5,000, $500,000. I don't see why we have to pay for it. That should be free 99. Take your people and do with them as you please. We have to spend our money elsewhere. I'm not paying to bribe you to take your people back. Sorry. That looks like a bribe to me. It looks like a bribe. It looks like pay to play. It looked like Cuz is only here for a cash grab. Yeah, he's getting 6 million. It might not be a lot to him, but I'm thinking that they're only telling us the low end of it. I'm thinking that he's going to get a lot more from it, but I don't think we should have to pay anybody for anything, because we're already going to be paying our prison systems. Let's save our money, kick them out, and let them do with them as they will. It's not even our business at the end of the day. We've sent them out, and we're protecting our borders to make sure that they don't come back again, so that we not have to spend money and resources on them. So we don't want to keep them here, spending money and resources on them to take care of them, but we want to send them back and pay money and resources on them so that they can be arrested and taken care of in somewhere. We're paying for their 3 hots and a cot in another country. That makes no sense to me. If we're going to just mind our business and get them up out of here, let's mind our business and get them the hell up out of here. That's how I look at it. But I've been wrong a lot. You know what I mean? I tell y'all, when it comes to this politics stuff, I am an extreme novice, and I don't mind admitting it. But at the end of the day, $6 million, we can use that on something else. El Salvadorian president, I'm not about to sweeten the pot. Take your people. I don't give a damn what you do with them. Just take them. Take them. Those are yours. And plus, the El Salvadorian prison system, they make money just like our prisons make money. They work the hell out of their prisoners and do things their way, the same way we do. So I'm not. If I look at our prison systems and I can see the machine and I see how we're making that money off of them, I'm sure they're doing the same thing. So, yeah, I'm not in it to pay for these people at all. They are also holding other criminals that their own countries won't take back. So, guys, also, when you tune into my morning show or any of my shows, just understand I'm having fun with this politics stuff. Like, I'm not a pundit. I'm not one of those people that's been studying politics for a long time. I don't know all of the players, you know what I mean, in the game. I'm just now learning them. But this is absolutely fun and hilarious to me most times. But if we're going to say America first, and we're pitching pennies, and we're trying to figure out how we can save and invest and become the #1 world leader over every situation, then yeah, save our money, man. I ain't giving them a damn thing. $6 million in my pocket. We can get that to American citizens. Send out a check for $4,000 to everybody. That'd be way more than $6 million, but I'm just saying. All right. In other news, let me see what y'all about to say. I'm sure y'all are light me up down there, bro. My thing is, some folks get here illegally and stay for generations and have no intention to fix it. Then when it's time to go, it's tears. Obviously, 1320 Bushido, I would cry too, especially if I was able to be here for 20 years and nobody was hassling me. I was here for 20 years. I have a wife. I have children. I got grandchildren. I got property. I got a business. I got friends. I got family, co-workers. You know what I mean? I got motion. Like, everything is shaking and moving. Everything's moving great for me. Now you say that I gotta go. You damn right I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna scratch somebody. I'm gonna be pissed. You out your daggone mind. Are you telling me that y'all won't be pissed if y'all citizenship was taken away from you? You would be pissed. I'm just saying, most of you will be pissed. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what a daggone is. That's what I say. All right, so the White House is proposing drastic cuts to State Department and funding for the UN. Why is this big lady's video on my daggone thing, on my feed? On my feed. All right, so we got a new story. So the White House is proposing, this bad boy is just in my face, is proposing drastic cuts to the State Department and funding to for UN and NATO. And we're going to talk about that. Wake up with Van. Not hood news, Shane, which was kind of racial, bro. It was kind of racial. Bro, why does everything got to be about race? All right. So the White House Office of Management and Budget has proposed getting the State Department's budget by almost 50%. closing a number of overseas diplomatic missions, slashing the number of diplomatic staff, and eliminating funding for nearly all international organizations, including the United Nations, many of its agencies, and for NATO headquarters, officials said. The proposal, which was presented to the State Department last week and is still in a highly preliminary phase, is not expected to pass muster with either the department's leadership or Congress, which will ultimately be asked to vote on the entire federal budget in the coming months. Officials familiar with the proposal say it must still go through several rounds of review before it even gets to lawmakers, who in the past have amended and even rejected White House budget requests. Though the proposal is preliminary, it gives an indication of the Trump administration's priorities and coincides with massive job and funding cuts across the federal government, from health and human services and the education department to the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. Let me see. One senior U.S. official familiar with the OMB proposal called it aggressive in terms of cost cutting, but also stressed that it was an early outline. Let me tell y'all something, man. Reading these joints this early in the morning without any tea or nothing is kicking my ass. Just letting y'all know, bro. So hopefully y'all give me some grace. So one senior U.S. official familiar with the OMB proposal called it aggressive in terms of cost cutting, but also stressed that it was an early outline that mirrored what OMB chief Russell Vought sought to do in President Donald Trump's first administration when he served in the same job. The official spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss internal administration deliberations. So did two people familiar with the matter who confirmed the proposal, one of whom also said it originated from OMB. OMB spokesperson Alexandria McCandles said that no final funding decisions have been made. The National Security Council did not respond to a request for comment on the proposed cuts. OMB's efforts to severely reduce the State Department's budget during Trump's first term were met with fierce resistance on Capitol Hill and largely failed. However, Trump's second administration has moved swiftly to scale back the federal government, slashing jobs and funding across agencies. It's already dismantled USAID and moved to defund so-called other soft power institutions of foreign policy importance, like the Voice of America, Radio Free Europe and the Middle East Broadcasting Networks, Radio Free Asia, and Radio/TV Marty, which broadcasts to Cuba. Shout out to Cuba. I know a Cuban that be on this channel all the time, just been mean and sultry, just always picking on people. Thus, State Department officials and others have expressed increasing concern about the possibility that the proposed drastic cuts could actually be implemented. Senator Jean Shaheen of New Hampshire, the top Democrat on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said she was deeply troubled by the proposed cuts. When America first becomes America alone, our economy, security, and prosperity will suffer as adversaries fill the void the Trump administration leaves behind, Shaheen said in a statement. Investments in diplomatic programs that promote peace and stability and advance American national security interests are common sense priorities that should be reflected in the State Department's budget request. According to the notes from the internal State Department meeting, the budget proposal calls for having foreign assistance funding managed. God damn, what they in there doing? Y'all hear that? I don't know if that's getting through my microphone or not, but they in there making a whole poop ton of noise, bro. Jesus. Can y'all hear that? Y'all might not be able to. I hope y'all have. So halving, I don't know why that says this, is halving foreign assistance funding managed by state and U.S. agency international development, which stood at $52 billion in 2024, eliminating more than a quarter of foreign assistance through state and USAID overall, freeze pay through next year, and cut travel and benefits for U.S. Foreign Service staffers, eliminating global health funding other than small amounts for HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria, require global health partners to contribute a bigger share, eliminating funding to the new United Nations, a major logistical partner key to many humanitarian efforts around the world, and other major non-government organizations, including NATO. They are cutting a bunch of stuff. Eliminating the main office, helping Afghan allies resettle in other countries to escape Taliban rule. Why are we paying for that anyway? Eliminating the main office, helping Afghan allies resettle. Okay, I understand that. Eliminating the government's independent watchdog office, looking for waste and inefficiency in U.S. programs in Afghanistan, and cutting a number of refugee and immigration programs and move them under a new bureau for international humanitarian affairs. Amiri reported from the United Nations. AP writer Ellen Nickmeyer contributed from the Washington. From Washington? Woo, Jesus, my grace! Let me give me a little swig of water. A lot's going on, gang. I should have probably had me a nice little cup of tea this morning or something, because guess what? My brother is struggling. A swig is all I need. A swig of water is all I need. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. We are not done yet. We have a couple more stories that we're going to cover. All right. Let me see here. Tennessee and Arkansas. Tennessee and Arkansas join states with extended tax deadlines. See list of states and counties. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments how many of you are already squared away with your taxes. I hate tax season. Some people don't because they get a whole bunch of money back, or some people just don't pay at all. And for those people, I'm snitching. I'm telling the man that you're not paying. All right, 6 million is cheap compared to 5. What's that say? 5 to 5 hotel, groceries, clothing, housing, education, crime against our people, etc. Statin 2023. You're right. I can't argue with that. I can't. It's actually a bargain. I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%. $6 million is extremely inexpensive when it comes to even tracking these individuals down, knowing their whereabouts all the time. We don't know their history. We don't know what type of crimes they committed before they got here. We don't know if they're committing crimes while they're here because they have no identification whatsoever. Even if there's a camera right there, they was committing crimes in broad daylight. And there was no real way of tracking them. It really wasn't. And the only way you could track them is by stopping and frisking or seeing somebody that looked like the person that committed the crime, and then going to a whole bunch of them and just saying, "Oh, y'all just come with me. We'll figure this out later." So at the end of the day, man, it's a hassle. It's a hassle to try to manage all of this stuff. So I'm with you 100% on that. $6 million is extremely inexpensive in comparison to how much it will cost for us to take care of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Like they sent over millions of migrants from all over the world. And I just think that was heinous, bro. That was heinous. But I'm just being stingy. I'm being stingy. You know what I mean? Because I already know that the El Salvadorian president and other presidents are going to make their money back off of these criminals once they bring them back into their country. All right. But for some strange reason, they want to throw them off on us. and we got to pay them to take them back. It almost seemed like they did it on purpose. It almost seemed like these countries are going out of their way to send their worst people here and then bully us to pay them to take it back, to take them back. See, that's the part right there. It may look like $6 million, just take these and, you know what I mean, take them and put them in your prisons and just take the money. It's okay. It's okay. But it kind of seemed like a little play, like they trying to play us or something. That's what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel very copacetic at all. That's just me. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but that's just how it seems. Rapid refund home skillet, already engine parts. Okay, so you didn't already did yours through rapid refund and you used them on engine parts already. I think that's what he's saying. 1320 Bushido. Okay. All right. So in other news, let me see. Let me pull this up right quick just to make sure we got this. Right. All right. Let me see here. And thank you so much for the super chats, guys. For 13 Bushido, Red Cup with Mika and Staten of Staten 2023. I appreciate it, guys. Y'all are dope. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal, man. Y'all are a blessing and a daggone scholar. Yes, you are. They are making a lot of noise. I apologize, guys. They are making a lot of freaking noise. And it's bothering me a little bit. Hold on one second. And I knew they was coming today, but sheesh. I didn't know they was going to be making all that daggone noise, man. My gracious, man. All right. So the IRS extended the federal tax filings and payment deadline for all residents and businesses in Tennessee and Arkansas. They extended it to November 3rd of 2025 due to severe storms, tornadoes, and flooding that began on April 2nd of 2025. So let me see. And for automatic relief, no request is needed for this relief, as the IRS automatically applies it to taxpayers with an address in the FEMA designated disaster areas, covering all counties in both states. So the scope of postponement, the extension covers individual and business tax returns payments due on April 15th, 2025. And 2024 IRA and HSA contributions, quarterly estimated taxes, payroll, and excise tax returns, and tax-exempt organization returns. Let's see, affected taxpayers can claim uninsured or unreimbursed disaster-related losses on either their 2024 or 2025 tax returns, with the FEMA declaration numbers 3625/EM for Tennessee and 3627/EM for Arkansas. That's 3625/EM for Tennessee and 3627/EM for Arkansas required on returns. Tennessee and Arkansas join other states like Kentucky and parts of West Virginia and with similar November 3rd, 2025 extensions, while states like Alabama and Georgia have May 1st, 2025 deadline for 2024 hurricane-related relief. So yeah, I had to throw that at y'all. Let me see if there's anything else on that. All right. In other news, all right, so the White House proposes drastic cuts to State Department and funding for UN, NATO, and other groups. So that's where we are right now. Hold on one second. I think I just now read that. Okay. Yeah, I just now read that. Brother's a little nervous today. All right, let me see. Say 5 stars. Oh, that's what that was saying? That was saying 5 stars. Okay. All right, let me see here. All right, guys. Trying looking into this El Salvadorian thing right here. 1 second, guys. Now I have a question for you all. Now, this is a health issue. All right. So when I'm sitting down, for some strange reason, when I'm sitting upright, there's like it's like my nerves through my arms is tingling through my arm, right? And then when I hold it up like this, it releases it. But when I'm sitting again, the nerves will go through my arm again down to my fingers, and it feels real weird. I'm 47 years old, and a lot of my audience are above the age of 47. So if you felt that, please let me know what that is, man, because I don't know what the hell that is. It's like a little pain that starts around here, and then when I'm setting upright, it extends through my arm. But when I'm chilling, that bad boy it just feels extremely weird. What the hell is that? And please don't say nerves, man. I don't want to hear anything about no nerves, because then that's serious business right there. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Lori. I appreciate it. Get your neck checked out, bro. You might have a neck injury. What? Okay. All right. All right. So I got to check that out. Let me see. Let me see here. Your trap is sore from sitting in that chair. Thoracic outlet syndrome. Look up thoracic. Okay, I probably shouldn't have asked y'all, man. Y'all about to scare the hell out of me. That's what they about to do. Y'all about damn scare the hell out of me, and I ain't gonna let that happen at all. It's stress. Y'all naming so much. Get a chair with arm support. See, I have arm support, man. I got this little thing right here, but it doesn't do anything. It's a pinched vertebrae. My fingers were getting numb. I have spinal stenosis in my neck. Plus, I have scoliosis. What the hell? You think I got scoliosis and spinal stenosis and spinal burn, all that stenosis, Moses? Think I got all that stuff, bro? Carpal tunnel. Man, y'all didn't put so much stuff on this. I shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked. Check your BP. Check my blood pressure. Change that chair. Gaming chairs are terrible. Thank you, 1320. I appreciate that, man. Last time I went to the doctor and I had everything checked, everything looked good. Everything looked good. The doctors, man, everything looked good, man. That's when I stabbed myself in the hand. And then I went back for something that was on my stomach. And they had the slice open and all that other stuff. And I hate going to the doctors. My father-in-law, Carlos, went to the doctor for having some pain in his damn neck and ended up not leaving the doctor. He was in there for like a week and then gone. So yeah. So I just have to stretch. All right. So let me see. Hold on. I see what you said, Tree. So let me see what you're talking about, brother. Let me see here. Let me see here. Because I skipped one. I think I skipped a story. I'm not sure. Did I skip a story? Take an anti-inflammatory. Okay, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all are putting so much information out here about what I just now said. It's crazy, man. Go to a neurologist and have an MRI. It's likely carpal tunnel, but your chair isn't helping. Get adjustment from your chiropractor. Stressed. I got an inversion table, disc, neck, pinched nerve. Sheesh, y'all are scaring the brother, man. My gracious. I told you I'm a doctor. Let me see here. All right, so TM 1776. I probably had to do a one-on-one conversation with you, brother. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm sorry, I'm reading y'all messages, man. This stuff right here. Hold on a second. It could be a pinched nerve. I had that a few months ago. Thought something was wrong with my arm, but it was a pinched nerve. Went to physical therapy and they stretched my neck and it got better. Rotator cuff injury. I'm a nurse. Could be. You just old. I'll take that answer right there. Thank you, King Mike. Thank you for all the help, brother. I appreciate that. All right, so no, I'm picking up what you're putting down, TM. I see what you're saying, bro. Hours of using computer will do that to you. Well, I'm gonna be at the computer for more hours, so I don't want to get in no more trouble, brother. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay, we do have one more story, guys. We do have one more story. My bad. We do have one more story. All right. So the U.S. Army is trying to control land on Mexico border as part of the base, and migrants could be detained, right? That's the story. All right. So the Trump administration proposal to slash the State Department's budget from $55.4 billion to $28.4 billion signals a potential retreat from global diplomacy, aiming to close overseas missions and reduce diplomatic staff significantly. Whenever y'all see me doing like this and stretching, that's when it's happening, bro. That's when I feel that the pressure. All right. By planning to cut nearly all funding to international bodies like the UN and NATO, the administration risks weakening U.S. influence in global governance, potentially reshaping alliances and partnerships. The proposed cuts face strong opposition as they require congressional approval, which analysts deem unlikely, suggesting the plan may serve as a political statement rather than a realistic policy shift. With 83% of USAID programs already eliminated and remaining ones set to be absorbed by the State Department, the U.S.'s ability to deliver foreign aid could be curtailed following a court ruling against the administration's earlier aid freezes. Experts warned that these cuts could erode trust in U.S. leadership, creating opportunities for adversaries like China and Russia to fill the void, potentially destabilizing the, diplomatic relations and long-term U.S. interests. So I'm just happy with the fact that they're trying to cut the money. They're trying to cut the budget, and hopefully not too many people are hurt in the process. Not too many people are fired in the process. Not too many people lose their property in the process. But all of these things are necessary. Why? Because we've had president after president after president completely disregard our spending and put us in the position we're in right now, where we need an adult in the room to square things away and get us back on the right track. So that's where we are right now. So certain cuts will take place. We're moving in the right direction, and a brother need to go see a chiropractor who can stretch out my damn neck and help me out so that I won't be feeling like an old nigga, because that's what I'm feeling like right now. Like, I go to the gym all the time. I work out in the house all the time. I'm extremely active. I drink a lot of water, take care of myself. So I don't know what it could be. I don't know what it could be. And Lord. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Yeah. So this stuff happens, man. It is what it is. I don't know 47 is not old, but brother. Morning Vantage. All right, I like that. Y'all see that? Thank you. You see this, Shane? This is how you give somebody a name for their show and not come off as suspect. You know what I'm talking about? This Morning Vantage. Morning Vantage. I like that. That's different. So wake up with Van, yawn with Van, and all those other things. I'm all over the place, bro. All right, so that was the morning. That was our morning show. I know it was all over the place. These morning shows will get better and better. I promise you. All right, I promise you. And I already know that most of y'all didn't hit the like button anyway. We don't have our goal. We didn't reach our goal of 2 million likes. That's because y'all don't pay attention. Y'all like, man, no, I'm not hitting the like button. Y'all stubborn. Y'all like, nope, I'm keeping my like. Hit the like button. Our goal is 2 million. Where we at right now? How many likes we got? I think we got like almost a million. Not even close. 800,000 likes. We getting there. Okay. All right. We got 1.16 million. Okay, we close. Come on, guys. All right, so you said you should have a mechanical evaluation. Nip it soon and you can get rid of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an appointment with my doctor to check that out. And I'm gonna see how we can not have this tingling in my daggone hands anymore, because this is crazy. This is nuts. You know what I mean? This is nuts. Fantastic. I see you, Michelle. You got them juices flowing this morning. Fantastic. Okay, we're not at 1 million yet, but okay. That's cool. It is what it is. We're close. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Vantage is some people are seeming to like Vantage. I like Wake Up with Van, but y'all say that's corny. So but yeah. And somebody is asking Mika, what's your channel? All right. Jesus. See, this stuff is really bothering me, man. It's really bothering me. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have been absolutely remarkable. If y'all have any ideas or concerns about the morning show, staying focused, going from topic to topic, talking too much, jumping around and acting crazy, anything that you think I correct or do better, feel free to let me know inside the comments. Be greatly appreciated. For all of my blues for helping me out, thank you so much. For everybody who submitted a super chat, thank you so much. For everybody who communicated with one another respectfully this morning, thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are absolutely dope. For everybody that gave me advice on what I need to do for my van by the river. Ain't that Chris Farley? Ain't that Chris Farley that was talking about the van by the river? Oh man, that's hilarious. Trump paid them for the cost of prison. That's hilarious. It's better than Vicious Van. Vicious Van. Okay, first of all, that was just something that me and my friends used to play around with back in the day. All right, so that's all that is. It's better than Vicious Van. Vicious V was a thing. Trump paid them all. Stretch up morning yawning. Okay. Thank you, Cotton. Appreciate you. And you will be fine. Much love. Thank you, Donna. Really appreciate that. Y'all are absolutely phenomenal. I will see you guys on the show later. Thank you so much. I'm about to go stretch right now and get myself together. But let me know what y'all thought about the morning show. I'm so serious. I'm trying to get it better for you guys. and also whether or not I should have some type of a hood news music, that dun 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 dun, something that breaks me between, you know, different segments. You know what I mean? All right. Love y'all, man. And for everybody that's considering doing some content creation, make sure you check out this ad that's coming up and reach out to me with the word coach, and ask me about VIP so the LFR family can do it for you. Love y'all. See you on the next video. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.